CCX Sports presents coverage of high school volleyball. Tonight, a late conference matchup between the Hopkins Royals and the Wayzata Trojans. From Wayzata High School in Plymouth, John Jacobson, Andy Gugasberg for tonight's coverage. And Andy, unusual to see, to say the least. Hopkins at 0-6 to start the season. New head coach, a lot of new players on the team going against not only the defending state champions, but the team ranked number 1 right now in Class 3A, Wayzata.
Yeah, the double round robin that this conference uses is normally a pretty good indicator for who's going to come out on top of a couple different sections. This Wayzata Hopkins matchup is one we've been doing for a long time, yes, you and I, and it's been great volleyball year in and year out. This year, with Wayzata bringing in a couple very talented transfer players and another young freshman that's going to get a lot of time tonight, definitely has the upper hand here. Hopkins, one returning varsity player. There were 2 players that were on the roster last year for sections. Neither of them saw any big time. So a lot of rebuilding going on. I like what the coach is doing. It's going to be a good Hopkins team here maybe in a couple of years. But if memory serves, a few years ago we did a Wayzata match against Hopkins where the tides were completely turned. Worked out pretty well for Scott Jackson's squad last year. Yeah, those seniors last year had struggled to win at all as sophomores, which we chronicled a lot last year. Let's look at our key players, starting with the Hopkins Royals. Skya Faber is the one returning starter that they've got. Scott got a talent, going to play college volleyball next year. Yeah, she's going to play at Colorado College. Just a great volleyball player. One of those middles that as a recruiter for colleges, everybody I heard talk about her talked about her motor. It never stops. She's always available. She's finding a way to get involved in plays. With the ball control issues that Hopkins had early on this year, we'll see how they can hang maybe a high ball to her in the middle and see if she can update the block percentage she's had. She's averaging about 1.8 blocks per match this year, and she's going to need to be real active if we're going to get some extended rallies here tonight. And for Wayzata, one of the 2 twins that came over from Hopkins as their family moved in the offseason, Stella Swenson and then Olivia Swenson, the freshman outside hitter, is really having a nice start to her season, the first 6 matches. Yeah, Olivia's done a lot of really nice things. You know, a couple years ago when she was a 7th grader over at Hopkins, she took her lumps, had some struggles, but you can tell she's growing into a very fine volleyball player. Her ability to hit not just the high, hard seam, but she's also able to go off speed, put a ball down the line if she needs to. Her offensive prowess is well known, and at her height, her blocking presence is felt as well. It was a great senior class that Wayzata graduated from last year, but I wouldn't say quite rebuilding. I mean, they get the Swenson twins over. They do have some players with returning varsity experience, and it's showing so far. They're playing well. Yeah, in a limited high school season this year, they're not going to get any tournament play. Normally, they play down in the Marshall tournament at the beginning of the season. Typically, one of their later season events is the St. Michael Albertville tournament, which is another big 32-team tournament. Those events not on their schedule, as it's a strictly conference schedule for most of the schools in the state right now. Few schools are battling with them. St. Michael Albertville took a set off them just last week, I believe. So this team is definitely firing on all cylinders. Like you said, they graduated a great senior class, but the kids coming back in to fill those holes are doing a fantastic job. We'll take a break. We'll come back and more of our pregame and then the start of the first set. Hopkins Wayzata Volleyball on your way live next on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
John Jacobson with Andy Gugasberg. Ready to start tonight's match between Hopkins and Wayzata. Prep volleyball tonight on CCX. We look at the starters for tonight's match, starting with the Hopkins Royals. Skya Favor, one of their returning starters with varsity experience, but a lot of new players to varsity, Andy, this year. Sophia Matthew, Mackenzie Thomas, Amaya Patton, Caitlin O'Connor, Leanna Heyman, and Nacia Griffin are the starters tonight for the Royals. And for the Wayzata Trojans tonight, it's Olivia Swenson, Sierra Moore, Emma Gerger, Mel Goldstein, Katie Revere, Stella Swenson, and Ella Vogel. Revere and Vogel getting quite a bit of playing time last year, Andy, with the Wayzata. And obviously, Swenson girls, 2-year starters at Hopkins.
Yeah, a lot of varsity returning experience for Wayzata, even though it wasn't all at Wayzata High School. I tell you, watching Vogel play at the state tournament last year, we talked a lot about that senior class and how talented they were and the losses of those key players. Vogel might have been my favorite defensive player in the entire tournament, and I coached 4 of the other kids that were playing in it. So it was fun to watch what she could do. Really excited to see what she's about this year in more of a leadership role. She's going to have to take more of the servicing responsibility with that graduating senior class and their fine ball control.
You saw Scott Jackson a moment ago. Bailey Zimprick is in her first year as head coach of the Royals, but 5th year in the program. Coached with Vicki Selger-Swenson the last 4 seasons with the Royals. So knows these girls.
Yeah, knows these girls quite well, knows the game quite well. She's been it's interesting, all of the crossover ties. Obviously, coached under Vicki for 5 years, has been a coach at Minnesota Select for at least that long, so knows Scott Jackson quite well and knows most of these girls as well. Favor with the mask still on, looking ready to go, excited for what her team can do here after a little bit of a less than stellar performance last time. And before we get any further, here we see Vicki Swenson.
Longtime coach at Hopkins, and it's going to be weird just to be a parent, right? Sitting with her husband Eric here and watching her twins. Got one more girl still to come who's here tonight as well.
Yeah, Vicki, without a doubt, not just a staple on the Hopkins bench, but a staple in Minnesota State High School League volleyball history. A 20-plus year career at Hopkins, always a fantastic ambassador for the game.
Katie Revere serving for Hopkins to start as the for Wayzata. They get the first point of the match. Revere, junior, right side hitter, really good player, Andy.
Absolutely.
And 2 aces to start the match for the Trojans and Katie Revere. One of the captains this year for this team, along with Avery Seas, who's a senior. All to the front row, but they can't get it over. And a quick 3 points here for Wayzata.
Adjustment made there after the first 2 serves. The serve receive for Hopkins did step up. O'Connor made a much better play that time, but still not enough.
Ball to the front row and hit across and down for a point. First kill of the match for Hopkins goes to Sophia Matthew, junior outside.
Matthew, a long outside hitter, really uses that double arm lift well to get the swing in and the kill.
Leanna Heyman, sophomore, will tee it up on the serve for Hopkins. Back set here, Revere gets the kill. Excuse me, it's Emma Gerger with the kill for her first attack of the night. Scott Jackson with Vicki Swenson stepping down from coaching, now the veteran of this Lake Conference as far as coaching years, and really in the metro area is one of the top 3.
For sure. There's Sue Murphy at Chaska, probably has a claim to it. As Scott and I were talking about beforehand, a long-tenured Kathy Gillen might be in that running as well.
That ball hit wide by Mackenzie Thomas. Another point for Wayzata. Trojans out to a 5-1 lead. Sophia Johnson with a good line drive serve handled by the libero Griffin. Will tip at the net, and that gets blocked. Swinson and Gerger go up for it, and it's 6-1.
Swenson at 6'3", the smaller of the two blockers there.
Right. And another good serve for Wayzata, another ace. Johnson making 7-1. The back row here, quick set in the middle, hit over by Faber, but missed wide.
Good attempt there by Patton as she misses just wide of the sideline.
Johnson, who leads her team in aces with 18, delivers another ball across. Quick set, tip over by Matthew. Set outside for Olivia Swenson, ball returned out.
Swenson goes over the block on that one, and too hot to handle on the defensive side. Coach Bailey going to take a timeout here. 9-1, I mean, I don't think that Hopkins was expecting to be in the lead at this point, but they're definitely flatter than I was expecting the Royals to come out. We'll take a look at this last play here. It's a tip across, picked up nicely. Swenson out to her sister, and yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of sheer size as Olivia goes over the top of the block there. Change needs to happen on the serve-receive side for the Royals. They need to step up a little bit. They need to get a ball into their setter's hands and let Heyman run the offense. She's been running around a lot here to start set one. Like to see them calm down and just get a ball. Maybe we talk about logo passing and getting a ball somewhere on that Wayzata logo so that they can run something that resembles an offense instead of just chasing balls down. I've seen these girls play. They have the ability to control this thing. They just got to relax and do it now.
Another serve from the sophomore Johnson, going right at Griffin. Whistle against Hopkins.
Net violation there as Heyman not able to get to the ball on time.
Ball up in the rafters, but played safely by Hopkins. Good dig on the ball, and then they go outside again to Olivia Swenson. Liv's got her second kill.
Revere with a real nice dig there on the line shot, able to keep them in system.
Johnson, this time too strong, gets the serve back to Hopkins. Matthew will go back to serve. Handled in the back row and hit across by Swenson. Olivia Swenson's kill, making it 12-2, Wayzata.
Quick third kill there for the freshman outside. We'll take another look. This time gets touched on the block, but not enough to better the ball.
That one will hit the floor. Vogel lasers the serve for an ace.
Gianna Johnson unsure if she should take that second ball. A little more communication, and Hopkins will get right back in this.
Trying to go at Johnson again, but this time into the net. Serve for Hopkins as they get the side out, the point. Now 13-3 with Griffin back to serve. All goes again to Swenson. That's been working her on the outside, right?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Really nice job. That time she sees in the big hole in front of the zone 6 defender, drops a little off it, and puts it right in front of zone 6. Really good spot there.
Now Stella Swenson, freshman setter, will serve for the first time tonight. Back road handled there by Johnson. And then the ball goes outside the antenna. Johnson couldn't do anything with that ball.
Johnson recently moved from the right side to the left side after an injury for the Royals depleted their bench a little bit. She's not used to serve receiving, so when she does that, she still has to remember to get back outside to go get the next ball.
Pretty ready. Rotating in number 8 for Wayzata. She gets the ball set to her and gets it down for a point. So just off the bench, a little back set, and Reddy knocks it down, 16-3.
Good work early here for Wayzata. Trojans moving the ball around.
Swenson's serve is long. 16-4.
Jeff Kraus giving some feedback to Swenson there. I think she was close to a foot fault as well on that serve.
Tori Turgeon rotates in and will serve here for the Royals. Outside they go, and a good pancake on that ball, and the attack. Swenson go back, and Favor got a piece of it. Hopkins keeps it alive. Nice little tip over for a point by Janaea Johnson. Well played by Hopkins.
Yeah, really nice play here. Great layout to extend the rally. And then the tip across, and Stella and Olivia both take one step and then look at each other, and that ball hits the floor.
Ball pushed across by Goldstein. Favor will drop it over. Vogel lays out for that one nicely. Outside, dug up by Stella Swenson. Back to Olivia Swenson over the blockers. Good layout on the floor by Heyman. Long rally here and finally put away for a point.
Anytime you can find a middle in transition and reward her, it works out well for you in the long term, and that's exactly what Swenson does here, finding Goldstein in transition, and she goes around Favor for the 17-5 lead.
Avery Sees, senior defensive specialist and captain in. First time, rotates in, gets an ace serve. Floro Johnson trying to get to it. And a long run, and it's another point for Wayzata and another timeout for Hopkins.
Hopkins taking their second timeout here in set one. A little bit of issues with communication there, and I think what the coach is talking to them about, Bailey wants to make sure that ball gets set off the net so the hitters can come in and take a swing. What happened on 2 of the last 3 balls is the ball's pretty much trap set on top of the net, making it very difficult for the attacker to do anything productive with it. They don't need to take big swings. They don't need to get big kills. They just need to extend rallies and wait for Wayzata. Right now, they're trying to accelerate too much. Get that pass off the net into the logo somewhere. Setter set a high hittable ball to somebody. Attacker, go take your swing, avoid the block, and see what happens behind it.
Wayzata's won all 6 of their matches this fall. They've only lost 1 set this year. That was 2 weeks ago against St. Michael Albertville. They'll play them again next week up at STMA. But it's been a good start so far for Scott Jackson's Trojans team.
Couple substitutions here for the Trojans. Hanlon and I believe
Kaylee Hanlon is in, number 16.
And Morrison.
Sierra Moore, number 23, is also
apologies.
in. And Jaden Morrison, yes, I'm sorry, 14. There's Morrison right there with the set. Ball gets blocked, but still unable to keep it in play. Hopkins and Sierra Moore gets credit for the kill to make it 20-5.
Moore with a very great technical swing there. Good double arm lift, gets her arm high through the ball.
Royals rally to this ball and get to it. Vogel gets to it, and then off the net and down. Point for Hopkins.
You're going to want to run away from Favor there. She's standing in the middle. Make her move a little bit, see if she can get out to a pin. But Favor takes care of that ball clean.
O'Connor with the serve, but serves it wide. Yeah, Faber, you mentioned in the pregame averaging, what, 1.8 blocks?
1.8 blocks per match, and looks to be better than that by the end of this one.
Gerger back in for Wayzata as the serve comes from Emily Soderlund. Soderlund trying to lay out for that ball, and it hits the floor, and point for Hopkins.
Great setter dump here, very deceptive. Soderlund does get a touch on it, but not enough.
Well played by Heyman, who gets credit for the kill as Faber serves. That row outside left, good attack. I mean, just reach back for that. Sierra Moore still got the ball down and for a kill.
Moore does a really nice job there again, this time taking a second step off before she comes through to finish. We'll take a look here. That ball a little bit further off the net than she was expecting. Still able to make the adjustment.
Molly Soderlund, twin to Emily, in to serve. Ball over by Faber. We play her in the net.
Yeah, I believe that was Patton.
Yes, it was Patton. Serve again for Molly Soderlund. And it'll go as an ace. Off of Matthew and out. And set point. Into the net, and Hopkins will get another serve.
Ball comes with some definite pace. The bottom dropped out of it a little early there as it didn't quite make the net.
Heyman serve. Sisters almost collided there. The Soderlands. Ball hit over by Gerger. Cross and over by Griffin. Back set and hit as long on the swing by Emma Gerger.
Yeah, good tempo on that set. Gerger just not able to finish her swing.
Heyman just caught tape there and got it over. Quick set by Morrison. Gerger pushing it down and in for a point to close out the first set.
Yeah, good strong start. Great finish for Wayzata here as they take a 25-9 set one victory. We'll watch the last point again. Serve catches tape. Good movement to get down on that. Little out of system play. Gerger knows she doesn't have a swing. Goes into the deep corner, and there's just too much court for those two to cover. And it's a 25-9 win here in set one for Wayzata.
Trojans able to rotate a number of players in that first set as well. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Set two, more volleyball on CCX right after this.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all three of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Wayzata wins the first set tonight over Hopkins, 25-9. They look for their seventh win of the season. What did you see that you liked from the Trojans in that first set?
Saw a lot of great volleyball, good stuff here. We'll take a look at the last time these two met. It was a 3-0 sweep for Wayzata, 4-7 and 18. And it was a lot of Olivia Swenson, as we see right there. Jesuits on the outside on that one. We'll see her here in set two, I would assume. A quick win for the Trojans. When was that? October 12th, one of the first matchups of the season. Variety of offense, good opportunities there. A lot going on, a lot going Wayzata's way in the Hopkins gym. And I believe that was near the end of the match. Hopkins getting rolling here late.
And just too much to kill there from Katie Revere. Attack and a point there for Matthew. Hopkins got 18 points there in set 3, but Jesuits dumping it over for a point and the way to a win in 3 over Hopkins a couple of weeks ago.
Looks like we have most of the starters back on the floor for Wayzata here. Heyman will serve to start.
Heyman serve right at Revere. Ball go up in the air and over by Stella Swenson. Heyman with the back setter, hit across by Thomas. A side swing from Sierra Moore. It's long, and it's 1-0. Or do we have a player in the net?
I think we had more in the net.
Yep.
That's a real tight set. And she, catches it with her hand afterwards.
Swenson back, and Revere missing on that swing. 2-0 Hopkins.
Revere trying to get fancy with that back row swing. Probably needs to just put that one back in play.
Set outside, and that one is down for Moore for a point. Swenson the set assists. Moore will come out. Sophia Johnson coming in.
Big swing into the cross court there from Moore, who's got 4 kills on 5 attempts. The only miss she's had was that ball she caught in the net, and she's laughing about it in this moment.
Johnson back in. Also Avery Jesuits, number 5 freshman in for Wayzata. That swing is wide on that attack, rather, and it's now 2-2.
Jesuits, the 3rd freshman to get significant time here for Wayzata.
Thomas ball hit by Vogel.
Ooh.
Back set, and here and there, we'll give it to Hopkins.
Every once in a while, even the best will have a little ball handling error there, as Swenson just did.
Matthews' serve handled easily by Johnson. Quick set and the kill from Gerger on the set by Swenson.
Yeah, they just hang a high ball to Gerger, and she's able to go over the top of Patton and around, down for an easy point.
Mel Goldstein back in now for Wayzata. An ace serve by Vogel. Taken back row by Griffin. Set and the block, front row. Wayzata ready for that swing from Patton.
Goldstein and Jesuits close on that block very nicely. Great serve.
Swenson set across, Jesuits. Too much air on that ball. Point for Hopkins, it's 5-4.
Jesuits loves going fast, got a little too excited on that set, didn't finish her swing.
Serve from Nasia Griffin into the net. We'll side out, ball back to Wayzata. Stella Swenson. Handled on the right side by Johnson. They go back to Johnson, swings it, it's dug up by Jesuits. Attack across and down, a point for Wayzata on the kill for Goldstein.
Goldstein does a much better job that time. It's a nice tight pass. Favor stays in with Swenson. Goldstein moves away and gets the open net kill.
Quick set and it's dug up. Front row there by Revere. Favors swing. Dig by Johnson. Pushed deep but too long by Katie Revere.
Revere pushing that ball, looking for the opportunity to attack that same spot that they won the first set on into that deep 5 corner, but just missing it.
Tori Turgeon serves. Chip to the front row and over. Goldstein, a good job to adjust on that ball and knock it down for a point.
Yeah, Stella Swenson falling backwards, one-handed set to Goldstein, who's able to drop it in front of the right back defender.
Serve from Avery Seas. And here missing on the overpass, failed to knock that down.
Revere caught net after she hit that ball and knew it immediately, walked away hoping Jeff Krause wouldn't make her feel guilty. Nope, just point the other way.
Back set, Swenson to Revere. Good dig back row. Heyman with the set and the ball hit across and a point for Matthew and Hopkins.
Great spot down the line. Matthew sees the opening. Swenson coming up, thinking it might be a tip. Sees not making the move across fast enough. Good point.
Royals within a point at 8-7. Swing across by Moore. Dug up all the point for Wayzata.
Ball handling error there.
Goldstein to serve. Gerger back in the front row for Wayzata. They go to Favor, and Revere can't get the pass, and a point for Hopkins.
Revere in position to dig this ball, but Swenson following behind normally would take that second ball. Because she didn't, there was no player on the heads up to go make a second touch.
That ball catches Tate from Moore's attack, and we are tied at 9.
Moore with a couple uncharacteristic errors here in set 2.
River's serve is just long.
Good run from Favor there behind the service line.
Wayzata back in front, Revere to serve. They'll serve it at O'Connor. Matthew just too strong this time on the swing down the line.
Likes that deep one.
Outside, a good block by Gerger.
Gerger laid across, really solid touch on the ball. See it here, she's late on the move, but throws her right hand across as she jumps. Textbook block.
That one will drop. 13-9, a run of 4 here for the Trojans. Go to Matthew again. And another kill for the junior.
Matthew definitely taking the majority of the swings here, and I'd keep setting her the way she's scoring.
Mackenzie Thomas back in. And Heyman serves. Right at Revere, and that, great layout on that ball by Stella Swenson, and it's up off the curtain and down. It's a point for Hopkins.
Yeah, C's just trying to get that ball across. We see this layout. Swenson able to get a great second touch. C's trying to make sure she's got enough air under the ball and puts it too high.
That one served long. Side out Wayzata.
A couple times here, Hopkins has been knocking on the door, and they kind of shoot themselves in the foot with missed serves, back-to-back opportunities.
Johnson, who had a couple of aces in the first set, serves here. And that one will be another Wayzata point. Griffin used her forearm to try to get it over there.
Tried to. Anyway.
15-11, Trojans in the second set. Another good serve at Griffin. Long run to the ball and out. Off of Heyman. And a timeout for Hopkins.
Hopkins' first timeout here late in set 2. They are down 11-16. It's been a much cleaner set for them. All the errors that were on Hopkins' side of the ball are happening to Wayzata here. Wayzata, when it's clean volleyball, they're the superior team, but they've been checked out in a couple different opportunities, not taking care of first touch, not communicating about who's got what seams. Those things got to get shored up here by Scott Jackson in this timeout right now. He's talking to his athletes about what needs to happen. As we take a look at the 3A standings, Wayzata undefeated, the clear number 1. Egan with an early loss to Shakopee, sitting at 6-1. Shakopee at 4-1. They're in a COVID timeout right now. Minnetonka at 6-0. When do those two squads run against each other? Minnetonka Wayzata's got to be coming up here pretty quick. That should be the decider for the number 1 seed going in. Lakeville North, Lakeville South battling it out on the south side. Eastridge undefeated in their conference as well. The St. Michael team, which will play Wayzata here next week as the 8.
Minnetonka and Wayzata will play Tuesday, November 10th, and also Tuesday, November 24th. So they have yet to meet. 2 matches still to come. Good serve for Johnson out of the timeout. It's 17-11 now. Wayzata goes to the back row to Griffin. Heyman back set. Ball hit across, but out. On the swing from Matthew. 18-11. Johnson off of Griffin. Hopkins in scramble mode, but they get it across on the hit by Patton. Back it goes and down for a point. The kill for Gerger.
Gerger really good on that slide. She loves going off 1 foot behind Swenson. Another good kill for her. Hopkins going to look down the bench, get a different look here.
Johnson's serve will be a hit across and then down. A miss hit on the received by Johnson there, and goes for the kill for Griffin and Hopkins.
Johnson frustrated with that play there. Knows she's got a better line on that ball than she took, ending her own service run.
Gianna Johnson back in for Hopkins. Sophia Matthew back to serve. It's all for Veer, handled by Jesuits, and bumped across by Gerger. Outside swing, and the block from Gerger as she got up on Johnson.
Ball stayed on Wayzata's side, so it'll be a point for the Royals here as Gerger, you see it there at the beginning of the play. Gerger stepping left means she's late to that block and she's not able to get her hands across. Point for Hopkins. Good set choice.
Jesuits got a hold of that ball and pushed it across. Here's Thomas attacking. Outside swinging down. Jesuits with the kill.
Jesuits, really nice off-speed ball there. Great hustle. We'll see the push across here to extend the rally, and then we go back to her. And again, I think they're recognizing that Hopkins plays a deep 6 defense, meaning their middle back defender is almost on the end line. That roll shot in front of the block or in front of the defender tends to score.
Ball over by Matthew. Front row and hit across if Hainland gets the kill.
A little bit of off speed there. Didn't get a full contact on that. Able to fingertip it across. We'll take another look here. She's in the air a little late. Backspin, but enough.
And this goes an ace for Vogel. 22-13 Wayzata. And Hopkins will use its second timeout of set 2.
22-13 here. Just want to make sure that troops are lined up well and able to take care of things. We'll take a look at this serve again. You see the float on that ball backing up the libero Griffin, and just too much to handle. She's able to yo-yo, Vogel is, meaning she's able to serve a ball short and then serve it deep and then serve it short. She's got really good command of what she's doing behind the service line. As we were about to have a sub, but Jeff Krause needs to talk to the freshman captain, Swenson. Hopkins on the other side of the net, making sure that they get situated in serve reception. They'll need to make sure they're communicating well here as they come off the timeout.
Molly Soderlund and Morrison in for Wayzata. Vogel serving. Griffin to the front row to Heyman. Swing across, handled by Jesuits off the Johnson swing. Even quick set, ball across by Patton. Left side, Jesuits gets blocked by Thomas. Back set across, off hands, good dig by Griffin. Long rally here. Left side again, Jesuits handled by Griffin. Or excuse me, by Matthew, and this one up in the air and a good dig. Swing right side, and finally the kill for Keely Hainland.
Hainland got set 3 different times in that rally, finally able to end it on the third one here as we see the slide almost out to the antenna. She brings it back cross court into the blocker's hands, but the block not across.
Matthew up in the air and over by Heyman. Vogel bumping it, now left side Jesuits. Dug up by Matthew. Swing and point for Wayzata.
Johnson looking to go 4-4 there, doesn't get that ball across the net. Jesuits very excited right now. She's been early on her last 3 swings. See if she can be patient, wait for the set, and get an opportunity to get a kill.
Set point now. Oh, and that one gets blocked by Wayzata, and they get the final point of set 2 when they win at 25-13. It was tied 9-9, Andy, but Wayzata closes on a 16-4 scoring run.
Yeah, it was 9-9, and then it was like 12-11. There was a couple opportunities that Hopkins had here as we look at this last point. Out of system pass, going to be a roll shot. She tries to get around the block, but for a number 3 middle, Hainland has a great wingspan. She's able to get outside her body and reach across there for the block. Wayzata up 2-0 here after 2.
We'll take time out. We'll come back and continue with our coverage of Lake Conference Volleyball from Wayzata High School after this timeout.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.
Wayzata up on Hopkins tonight, 2-0. Andy, it was not quite a year ago, 11 and a half months ago. This is the scene in St. Paul. You and your wife on the call for CCX, and a great state final between Egan and Wayzata. Epic matchup that ended up going 5 sets, and Wayzata rallies from down 2 match points to win it and take home the first state championship in volleyball for this program.
Yeah, it was such a great match. You know, in talking with Scott before the match and again after the match, this team, we talked about it earlier, they started as sophomores and took their lumps, and to see that group get their reward at the end of their senior year was really something special. To be sitting there doing the game with my wife, which was a career highlight of mine, to be able to call that game with her, and to see the look on Scott's face, the look of shock and then joy and then just true pride in what those kids were doing. It was really fun to watch that team progress over those 3 years to get to that point. Really proud of what they did at the X last year.
There we go with set 3. Katie Revere with the serve to start us off. And a swing and a kill for Sophia Matthew.
Matthew has answered the call all day for Hopkins. She's done a really nice job in system, out of system, taking good, healthy swings, living to take the opportunity to get a kill when she gets the opportunity, but live to fight when the ball isn't exactly where she needs it.
Off the Leanna Heyman serve, the swing by Jesuits gets blocked. They'll go back to her again. And another point for Hopkins. It's 2-0. Avery Jesuits, just a freshman. Heyman, the sophomore setter, will put it in play again for the Royals. Right to Bogle. Della Swenson will dump it over for a point.
Swenson able to call on that play quite often. She's a very dynamic offensive attacker and will score when she needs to. Hasn't needed to yet this match. Pulls the trigger on that one to get her team out of a tough rotation.
Johnson serving. Here's Thomas. Dug up by Johnson. They go back to Olivia Swenson, who didn't play at all in set 2 and gets the first kill for her here in the third set, tied at 2.
Yeah, again with that short shot in front of the middle back defender.
Thomas swings, but her attack is wide. A point for Wayzata. They've got 3 in a row and they take the lead. Good serve by Johnson.
Johnson moving Matthew to her right there. She was uncomfortable with that touch.
Thomas out, Turgeon in for Hopkins. Heyman setting, ball floated across by Patton. Back set, Gerger, and she'll get a kill.
Gerger again on that slide. Really nice footwork from her. Good swing finish.
Johnson serving. Back set. And down, another kill for Matthew.
Matthew into the cross-court corner, the hypotenuse as we call it. Really good spot for her. Take another look here. Great back set. She goes kind of rolls it over Gerger. They're not as hard as she's hit some other balls, but knows exactly where she needs to place that one.
Johnson and Thomas back in for Hopkins. Stella Swenson for Gerger, off a hand of Heyman and down. As Thomas goes crashing into her bench area.
Thomas does a nice job offensively. They needed to sub her out earlier because they needed the extra serve-receive help. But when she gets an opportunity to take a swing, she does a really nice job.
Ball tipped across by Johnson. Here's a swing for Olivia Swenson and a kill for the freshman to make it 7-3.
Olivia Swenson doesn't really do the traditional transition footwork there, but able to get her arm up and on the ball.
Heyman setting in for Johnson is another point for Wayzata. Vogel floating this one over for an ace.
It's a tough serve, 5-4. Vogel really attacking Jayana Johnson there. Serve call is the same.
Go right back at Johnson again. Trying to set it to her and she couldn't get it over. Tough spot for her. Another Wayzata point. Vogel serving well. And a timeout here for Hopkins at 10-3 now.
Hopkins head coach recognizing that Jayana Johnson is a little frustrated with what's going on, needs a little timeout, needs a break. Really good timeout here. We'll see if they're able to maybe hide her as we take a look at late conference standings. Right there you see it at the top, Wayzata, Minnetonka. Those two are going to battle back and forth. After that, Eden Prairie at 3-2, a surprise right now for a lot of people around the Metro. They've had some really standout players really step up. St. Michael at 2-2 in conference, 3-2 overall. That rematch in a week is going to be a dictator to see who finishes probably 3 in this conference. Edina, Buffalo, and Hopkins rounding out the late conference this year. Last year I think it was they added St. Michael, Albertville, and Buffalo, if memory serves. And Buffalo, maybe in a couple of years we'll have the base and the ability to go compete with some of the rest of these schools. But this has been a Hopkins, Wayzata, Minnetonka, Eden Prairie forever. And those two teams, Minnetonka and Wayzata, will definitely decide the champ in that conference this year.
That serve off the net. Johnson, a nice adjustment on it. Got to the ball, got it over, and Wayzata couldn't return it. So the Royals get the point out of the timeout. Lucia Griffin serving. But misses on that serve. It's right back to the Trojans. Now 11-4. Wayzata in set 3. Stella Swenson to serve. We talked about Olivia Swenson in our pregame. Andy told me about Stella Swenson and what you've seen over the years from her as a setter, and still a youngster, a 9th grader.
I remember when she played in our gym as probably an 8 or 9-year-old. Her and Olivia both were on our 10-1 team, and they were just knuckleheads, to be completely honest. And then I kept getting reminded by Vicky and the other coaches how young they were. And Stella always had that drive. You see it a lot with younger sisters. Obviously a setter looks up to her older sister, Samantha, who is a all-timer in Minnesota State High School League history. And she always had that drive, that desire to get a little bit better, to get pushed. No matter who her coach has been, she's always been the kind of kid that's just okay, I can do this because someone believes in me. Sometimes that's been her mother, Vicky. She's had some other great coaches throughout her tenure, and obviously in another Legends gym in Scott Jackson this year.
13-5 right now, Wayzata here in set 3. Revere missing on that swing as it goes wide. Point Hopkins, 13-6. Tori Turgeon serves. Quick set by Stella Swenson and floated over by Goldstein for a kill.
That was a fun route Wayzata was running there. They had Goldstein on the B, they had Swenson coming in on a 2-ball, and the lefty Revere staying outside on the high ball on the outside. They decided to go with the quick set. It worked for the quick point, but that's going to be a fun play. I would like to see how a Minnetonka or a St. Michael's going to defend that.
Favor able to get it across. It's a swing from Revere. Hands, and Johnson lost a shoe for Hopkins.
Johnson lost a shoe. Favor looked like her ankle kind of twisted a little bit there, but got up pretty quickly. Jeff Krause going to make sure everybody's safe and okay here. We'll take another look here. Yeah, it's a... Oh,
yeah, Favor came down hard. Hesitated a little bit to get back up, but seems like she's moving all right now. Seems to be
fine, yep. Gap set. Oh, that's fun. Favor just misses the block there. Good heads-up play from her. Goes with the A. See the late move here. Doesn't get her hand across. Good point for Wayzata.
And they followed up with another one. It's now 16-6.
Service ace here, absolutely.
And dropped in for an ace by Avery Seas.
Favor just coaching up the athletes right now. You heard her yell short as that ball got served. She recognizes that Seas' arm is moving slow. It's going to be a short serve. Great job on the read there.
Upcoming on CCX, great matchup between Maple Grove and Osseo. High school football tomorrow night. Ryan Iverson and I will have the call of that at 7 o'clock. Next week, our next volleyball match, we'll see the Wayzata Trojans again at St. Michael Albertville. Terrific Northwest Suburban matchup coming up next week. Next Thursday, Maple Grove and Champlain Park, the top 2 teams in that conference, and then more football a week from tomorrow night, Champlain Park at Totino Grace, all live here on CCX.
Take a look at that last point. You see she just kind of taps at that ball, doesn't finish her swing, drops it in front of the libero. That is almost impossible to play unless, as Favor noticed, you look at the arm swing and the arm speed from C's. We'll see if they make an adjustment here, and it looks like the serve receivers are a little more shallow to see if she will. Actually, she won't even get the opportunity to serve as she gets subbed out and Soderlund comes into the game here. Imagine that, service ace and then you get pulled.
Emily Soderlund, though, does the job as it goes off of Griffin's arms and out.
And that's a Wayzata issue right there. When you sub out one kid who gets an ace and the kid who comes in gets another ace, good on them. See if she's got another one in her here.
Yeah, good ball played by Hopkins, though, cleanly. Ball outside to Jesuits, who had missed it a couple of swings earlier, but she got all that one.
Yeah, Jesuits able to see the ball before she starts her approach that time, not getting so excited. We'll take a look at it here. Double arm lift at her peak, swinging into the 5-6 seam. Good short serve.
Soderlund, and it's played across nicely by Turgeon. And a couple good defensive plays there by Hopkins to keep this alive. Johnson trying to go over, and it's a point for Wayzata. Swenson out. They'll bring in Jaden Morrison now to set, number 14 for Wayzata.
He's gotten action in all 3 sets here and does a great job coming in for Swenson.
To the front. Jesuits waiting for that one. Favor waiting for it for Hopkins on the other side. Able to block Goldstein. 20-7. O'Connor's serve played by Soderlund, and there's a swing and a kill.
Yeah, Favor does a good job of fronting the setter. I think the Wayzata setters have recognized it, though. They're pushing the ball about a ball or 2 wide of where a normal quick set would go. It's more of a, it's not a gap set, but it's not a true quick either.
21-7 as Goldstein serves. Back to Favor, off hands, handled back row by Soderlund. Jesuits will float one, that will land wide. Point Wayzata. The front row, attack from Favor and hit across by Morrison. And that will drop down. Like a little dump by Heyman from the point. (22-8). Favor serve off of Jesuits. Point Hopkins.
Jesuits
for the senior, excuse me.
Sorry about that, John. Jesuits doesn't get her hip around that ball, leading to the service ace. She'll get her hips. Now she's actually facing where the ball's coming from. Stands a better chance of a good pass here.
And that lands between Soderlund and Vogel, and ace back-to-back now for the senior Favor to make it 22-10.
Vogel having a little chat there. That's probably got to be her ball as the libero and the consistent serve-receive player for this varsity team.
To go about to the same spot Soderlund played at that time, and Hopkins and specifically Skya Favor on a little run here. In set 3, 22-11. This time Jesuits playing it. Back to the middle by Reddy and over by Soderlund. Heyman setting. Swing by Matthew, handled by Soderlund. Quick set, middle and long on the attack from Hainland.
It's a 5-point run here, I believe. We've lost the attention of some of the fans. But I think she's winning her game, so that's the important thing. Good set.
And a kill from Hainland. That was well set by Morrison. It's 23-12. Katie Revere back in, and she will serve. Lefty with the serve, and Hopkins able to recover and get it across. Morrison outside with Jesuits, who got all of that ball, and it's match point.
Acceleration, downhill swing, that's the ball Jesuits has been waiting for all day.
Outside chip by Matthew and off Morrison for a point.
Good shot again from Matthew as she's still able to find ways to score here late in the match.
Thomas back in for the Royals. Morrison outside to Jesuits, trying to end it. And then Soderlund up. This ought to be over by Vogel, and it is. Heyman back set this time for Thomas, and Jesuits there for the block and the point and the match. 25-13 Wayzata here in set 3, and they win it in 3 over Hopkins.
Yeah, clean sweep for Wayzata. Able to get a lot of kids some playing time was Scott Jackson. Clean volleyball. We'll take a look at the end of this one. Trap set inside. Really good job there, specifically by Jesuits, to hang and drop the hand for the block to end the match. Clean volleyball on Wayzata's side. Hopkins had a little bit of hiccup in a couple sets. I thought they did some nice things, especially in set 2, but Wayzata just too strong.
Wayzata's next match next Wednesday at St. Michael Albertville, one you can see here on CCX. Hopkins will be back in action Wednesday at undefeated Minnetonka. That will do it for our coverage tonight from Wayzata High School. For Andy Gugesberg and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's Wayzata, #1 in the state, and a sweep over Hopkins.